She hurt you. And I don't mean in a small way. I mean it's the kind of hurt that echoes in silence. The kind that changes the way you look at yourself and the world. A word. A betrayal. A disappearance. A lie. Whatever it was, it cut you. Now here you are, staring at your phone, waking up with that hollow feeling in your chest. That sinking sensation when you realize she's not coming back. And maybe worse, she doesn't care like you thought she did. Let's not sugarcoat it. This isn't about being okay right now. This is about confronting the raw truth that you're hurting. You've been hurt by someone you trusted, someone you opened your heart to. And yet, this pain, however sharp, is not the enemy. The first lesson of Stoicism? You must acknowledge the pain. Not run from it. Not bury it. Not drown it in distractions, alcohol, endless scrolling, or fake replacements. You feel it. Fully. But with clarity. With awareness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke." Let that sink in for a moment. The hurt you're feeling right now is not entirely caused by what she did. It's caused by what you believe about what she did, by what it means to you. And those meanings are shaped by your expectations, your hopes, your identity. So what is Stoicism asking you to do? Not to feel nothing, but to feel honestly. To understand that pain is a messenger, not a master. It comes to tell you, something mattered. Something was lost. But here's the crucial part. Pain only becomes suffering when you hold on to it. When you resist it. When you define yourself by it. So today, just for a moment, allow the pain to exist. Breathe with it. Observe it like a visitor, not a permanent resident. You may be asking, but if I acknowledge it, won't it consume me? No. It consumes you only when you pretend it's not there. When you suppress it, deny it, or pretend to be strong before you're ready. Even the Stoics, the most disciplined minds in history, knew that pain was part of the human experience. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Right now, life has given you an opportunity, not a curse. A challenge, not a defeat. The fact that you are listening to this means you haven't given up. You still have the strength to face this with honor, with awareness, with dignity. So let's slow down. Take a breath. Not a shallow one, a deep, grounding breath. In. Hold. Out. That breath? That awareness? That is the beginning of taking your power back. Pain brings presence if you let it. It strips away illusions. It reveals the truth. That everything you need is already inside you. She didn't take that away. She can't. Your self-worth? Still there. Your dignity? Still intact. Your capacity to love, to grow, to evolve? Still burning under the surface. Pain just feels like destruction. But in truth, it's transformation. It's the moment when the old version of you begins to crack. So the stronger, wiser, calmer version can emerge. Let the pain shape you. Let it teach you. Let it humble you, but never let it define you. Because a Stoic knows this. Life will not always be gentle, but it will always be honest. And the pain you're facing today is forging the man you're becoming tomorrow. Don't rush it. Don't numb it. Don't fight it. Just sit with it. Observe it. And know, truly know, that this too shall pass. And when it does, you'll be different. Not broken, but refined. There's something you need to hear and truly understand. You cannot control her. Not her thoughts. Not her emotions. Not her choices, her mistakes, her betrayals, her silence, or her absence. And that is one of the most painful truths a man has to swallow. You could have loved her with your whole heart. You could have shown up, stayed loyal, given her everything you had. And still she walked away. Still she hurt you. Still it wasn't enough for her. And that burns. Because deep down, We think that if we just love hard enough, if we're just good enough, if we sacrifice enough, people will stay. But they don't always. Because they are free. Just like you are. And here's where Stoicism meets the moment. Epictetus said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." Repeat that to yourself. Every single day. Some things are up to you, and some things are not. Your thoughts? Yours. Your actions? Yours. Your responses? Yours. Her decisions? Not yours. Her feelings? Not yours. Her loyalty, her love, her timing? All out of your hands. And this is where most people suffer, not because of what happened, but because they try to control the uncontrollable. They replay it, analyze it, try to make sense of it, try to imagine what they could have done differently. They cling to a version of the past where things worked out. But the Stoic doesn't do this. The Stoic accepts what is. Not passively but powerfully. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That means, this hurt, this rejection, this silence. It's not blocking your path. It is your path. To let go of trying to control others is to finally take full control of yourself. You see, we often confuse love with attachment. But they are not the same. Attachment says, "I need you to stay, so I feel complete." Love says, "I wish you well, even if you choose a path away from me." That level of detachment is not coldness, it's freedom. And freedom is Stoic. Imagine this. You're holding sand in your hand. If you clench your fist trying to hold on too tight, the sand slips out. But if you hold it gently, openly, it stays. You tried to hold her. You tried to keep the connection. But if she wanted to leave, there's nothing you could have done to force her to stay without losing yourself. Stoicism isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about caring without craving. It's about loving without needing. It's about giving and letting go when it's time. Think of the ocean. It doesn't cling to any wave. Each one rises and then disappears. The Stoic watches, accepts, moves with nature. And so must you. Ask yourself now, what are you clinging to that is not yours to carry? Are you trying to fix something that does not want to be fixed? Are you trying to change someone who doesn't want to change? Are you stuck in a loop, trying to understand why she did what she did? Let it go. The Stoic doesn't waste energy on the unknowable. He redirects that energy inward. Because the truth is, when you stop focusing on what you can't control, you discover what you can. Your discipline, your fitness, your purpose, your boundaries, your peace, your path. So instead of asking, "Why did she do this to me?" start asking, "What am I meant to learn from this?" And more importantly, how can I use this moment to grow? Because that's what real detachment is. Not apathy but alignment. Alignment with what is real. With what is in your hands. With who you are becoming, not who you lost. She made her decision. That was her right. Now make yours. Don't beg. Don't chase. Don't break. Rise. Silently. With discipline. With focus. With calm. Because your healing, your purpose, your legacy was never dependent on her. This is detachment. This is power. Nothing lasts forever. Not the joy. Not the pain. Not even her. Everything changes. And that truth, as hard as it is to accept, is at the very heart of Stoic wisdom. You see, one of the core meditations in Stoicism and in many ancient philosophies is the meditation on impermanence. The ancient Stoics would wake up every day and remind themselves, "This could be my last sunrise." Not to scare themselves, but to sharpen their appreciation. To embrace the fleeting beauty of everything, even loss. Let's be honest. You thought she'd always be there. Maybe you pictured a future with her. Long conversations. Shared goals. A home. Children. growing old side by side. You may have built an entire vision around her, a dream stitched together with her laughter, her touch, her presence. And then, like that, she was gone. Or worse, she stayed, but changed into someone you barely recognized. That's the nature of all things, my friend. Nothing is static. No moment. No person. No relationship. It's not your fault for hoping it would last. It's human to want stability, to crave the forever. But the Stoic learns to love without illusion. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good." That reminder of death isn't about doom, it's about presence. It's about looking at a sunset and knowing it won't last. So you really look. It's about hearing a voice, knowing one day it will be silent. So you really listen. And it's about loving someone not as a possession, but as a miracle you were given temporarily. She came into your life. She changed you. She left. That's the natural order of things. People enter our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. She may have been a reason, or a season, but that doesn't make her role any less meaningful. In fact, her leaving is part of the lesson. Seneca said, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." Meaning, if we cry over what ends, we could cry over all of life. Because life itself is a constant unfolding of beginnings and endings. The Stoic accepts this not with coldness but with depth. Let's shift the perspective. What if her leaving was the universe's way of preparing you for something deeper, for someone more aligned, for your own awakening? Would you really want someone to stay who didn't want to? Would you rather build a future on illusion than rebuild in truth? Her chapter in your story may have closed, but the book is still being written. And you are the author. You might say, but it still hurts. Knowing it's over. Knowing she changed. Of course it does. Pain is natural. Loss is natural. Even grief is a form of love. Love for what once was. But don't let that grief become a prison. Let it be a teacher. Impermanence is not something to fear, it's something to align with. Because once you understand that everything is temporary, you start to treasure the now. You stop expecting forever. You stop clinging. And you start living. Her smile? It came and went. Her affection? It flowed, then faded. The version of her that loved you? It existed. And it passed. You don't need to hate her for changing. Because you're changing too. You'll look back on this one day and realize, even this pain had an expiration date. Even this version of you, the one who's hurting right now, will soon be replaced by a wiser, stronger, more grounded man. And when that day comes, you'll thank life for not letting you stay stuck in the illusion. So breathe deeply. Say it with me. Everything is temporary. And that's okay. You are not here to hold on forever. You are here to experience, to learn, to evolve, to love deeply and let go gracefully. That's what a Stoic does. He doesn't curse the changing seasons. He walks through them aware, awake, and aligned. You loved. You lost. And now you live. One breath at a time. Because nothing lasts. And because of that, everything matters. It's time to come back home. Not to her. Not to the past. Not to the what ifs or the what could have been. But back to you. Back to the only place that was ever truly yours. Your inner fortress. The Stoics believed every man possesses something unshakable. A place no insult, no betrayal, no heartbreak, no tragedy can reach. A stronghold of the soul. A sanctuary of reason. A throne built not from ego but from clarity. Marcus Aurelius called it the inner citadel. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This isn't poetic. This is a command. Because the truth is you've been away. You left your fortress wide open. You gave someone else the keys. And they left. And now it feels empty. But the emptiness is your invitation. To rebuild. To reclaim. Pain is the knocking. You must answer. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you were still? Truly still, not scrolling, not fantasizing, not distracting? When was the last time you sat with yourself and listened? Not to her voice echoing in your memory, but to your own voice. The one that's been silenced under layers of grief, resentment, and noise. That voice is waiting. Right now. And it says, you are not broken. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are just rebuilding. There is nothing shameful about pain. There is only shame in refusing to rise from it. Your inner fortress is not some mythical space. It's built brick by brick. Through choices. Through habits. Through discipline. Start here. 1. Clean your physical space. Make your bed. Organize your room. Your outer space reflects your inner world. 2. Discipline your body. Exercise not for revenge, not for image, but to restore the connection between mind and body. Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. So who do you want to be? Someone who's defined by heartbreak? Or someone who uses heartbreak as a forge? 3. Journal. Not for pity but for truth. Put the storm on paper. Make the chaos visible. And in doing so disarm it. 4. Set new boundaries. Stop revisiting her page. Stop replaying old messages. Stop entertaining people who drain you. Your peace is sacred. Protect it like a king guards his gates. 5. Return to your values. What do you stand for? Who are you without her? What matters to you when no one else is looking? These questions aren't abstract. They are blueprints. Each answer lays another stone in your fortress. Because here's the truth. A woman may leave. A job may collapse. Friends may disappear. But you remain. You. And the work you put in. And the discipline you cultivate. And the calm you build under pressure. That is your fortress. That is what no one can take. The Stoics weren't immune to pain. They simply refused to be ruled by it. They knew that storms would come. And they trained not to avoid the storms, but to become the kind of man who stands tall within them. That's who you're becoming now. Every choice you make, from the posture of your back, to the food you eat, to the thoughts you allow in your mind, it all contributes to the strength of your inner fortress. You're not a victim. You're a builder. She may have left. She may have broken your heart. But she did not break you. Because the real you, the deep you, lives behind those outer layers of emotion and confusion. And that version of you is waiting to rise again. Quietly. Powerfully. Without apology. That's the Stoic path. Not noise. Not revenge. Not emotional collapse. But calm. Control. Reconstruction. This is your invitation. To step back into yourself. To reclaim your focus. To remember who you were before you forgot. And above all, to never again build your home inside someone else. Your fortress is within. Return to it. Strengthen it. Live from it. You are not lost. You are not weak. You are simply rebuilding your walls. And this time, you'll make them unshakable. This is it. The part where most people break. Is the part where the Stoic begins to rise. You've felt the pain. You've accepted what you can't control. You've embraced impermanence. You've begun to rebuild. Now comes the transformation. Because pain is not the enemy. Pain is a signal. Pain is a forge. Pain is raw power waiting to be used. Marcus Aurelius said, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Let that sink in. What hurt you becomes your path. Not around the pain. through it. Because pain carries information. It tells you where the wound is. It tells you where the weakness was. It shows you where the growth must happen. But only if you listen. Only if you stop numbing it. Only if you stop blaming her. Only if you stop running from the discomfort and instead lean into it. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself, who am I now that she's gone? Who do I need to become so that my peace is never in someone else's hands again? Not how do I get her back? Not how do I make her regret leaving? But how do I become unshakable no matter who stays or leaves? That is how you turn pain into power. And power doesn't look like rage. It doesn't look like pretending you don't care. Real power is quiet, deliberate, rooted. It's the man who doesn't react emotionally to every trigger. It's the man who goes to the gym not to impress but to discipline. It's the man who learns, who sharpens his mind, who builds his craft. It's the man who walks alone when needed and doesn't fear solitude. Because solitude is where the real ones are forged. Remember this. Pain can make you bitter, or it can make you brilliant. It can make you close off from life, or it can open you up to purpose. You decide what this pain becomes. You can choose to let it rot inside you, or you can turn it into fuel. Turn it into the representatives you do at the gym, the words you write in your journal, the business you build, the passion project you've been avoiding, the books you finish, the boundaries you set, the man you become. Because she hurt you, yes. But she also woke you up. And maybe that was her role. Not to stay forever, but to ignite the part of you that forgot who the hell you were. You are not powerless. You are just untrained in using your pain. But that ends now. Epictetus said, difficulties show a man to himself. This heartbreak? This storm you're walking through? This is where you meet you, the real you. The version that doesn't beg. The version that doesn't need to be saved. The version that builds, creates, heals, rises. You don't have to get over her today. You don't need to erase the memories. You just need to move forward anyway. With the pain. With the memories. With the silence. With the unanswered questions. Carry them. Use them. Let them shape you, not shatter you. Let her go. Not because she didn't matter, but because you matter more. You were never meant to stay broken. You were meant to build something with this pain. Something noble. Something strong. Something unshakable. So build. She hurt you. But now, you heal. You grow. You become. This is not the end of your story. This is just where the hero wakes up. This is where you turn your deepest pain into your greatest power.